Plaxico Burress is a starting receiver for the New York Jets. Stevie Johnson scores a touchdown. And his, hold on, caller, I see you calling, and I'm going to get you on in just a second, but hold on and let me get this out. Stevie Johnson scores a touchdown. And then his celebration turns into like kind of a mock fake, shoot himself in the leg and limp around. Obviously a shot at Plaxico Burress. And then the part that drew the flag, he pretends to be a Jet and does the Santonio Holmes thing, but then goes in for a crash landing. You can't go to the ground. That's a penalty. But people are taking a bigger issue with the Plaxico Burress part of the celebration, and it doesn't bother me that bad. But let's go to the phone lines before we get back into it. Caller, you're on Sports 101. Good morning.
Hey, is this me?
It's you.
Hey, can I go back to the Donovan McNabb thing?
Sure.
My son went to one of his camps.
Oh, no.
He won an award for catching the most one-hop passes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Thank you. I'm getting a rim shot button put on here immediately. I don't have one now, so. But, yeah, no, that's
basically
yeah.
Well, my problem is not so much that was about Plaxico, because Plaxico's a moron anyway for taking a gun into a club and shooting himself.
Right.
My whole thing is I hate these celebrations.
You hate celebrations
in general.
But I don't understand what the big deal is.
Well,
why?
The big
it
deal
doesn't hurt anything.
Well,
it's entertaining.
They're not hurting anything. But I mean, I hate that the wide receivers, also known as divas in the NFL,
of course, yeah,
they just take it upon themselves to choreograph these things, and the games go long enough anyway. You just let it go. This all started years ago, before you were even born.
Yeah.
The Icky Shuffle.
I was around for the Icky Shuffle.
Billy White Shoes Johnson.
For Billy White Shoes.
This stuff was, when it was first coming out, kind of neat, lasted a few seconds. Now we've got to get magic markers and popcorn and fake like we've shot ourselves in the leg.
That was great. How was that not hilarious? I was cracking up. And you know what?
I don't watch football to get comedy or perceived comedy by a bunch of divas.
But who cares if it's sprinkled in there? It makes it more fun. I just don't understand. I don't understand why.
Let's get to the call. Yeah, I'll tell you how you're wrong.
We'll get back to the phone lines before I correct Mark. Caller, you're on Sports 101. Go ahead.
That's me.
It's you.
What happened to just the high five? Everybody congratulate everybody, run off the field.
Isn't
that sportsmanship?
Yeah, great question.
That's
what happened. This is what happened when I started watching football in the 60s and 70s. Someone would score, the player would then listen to this, Eric. Listen.
Okay,
the player would then hand the ball to the referee, and maybe a couple teammates would come over and pay him on the back or pay him on the backside, and guess what? They'd run off the field.
Wow, I'm enthralled.
Well,
I'm like, oh man, please let me see that.
Well, there's no reason for you to see it.
That's sportsmanship, though. You're not showing up the other team.
Yeah.
You're being paid to play football. You're not being paid to put on a show.
Where's the applause button?
Time out.
It's unsportsmanlike. I consider it unsportsmanlike to put on a little musical, theatrical show in the end zone.
I could agree more.
These guys are getting paid to put on a show. This is the most watched show in the country.
They're being paid to play football.
Not put on a show. Are you there to watch a show or watch football?
I'm there to watch the whole package, man. The whole package.
Come on now.
We got another phone
Thanks for the call.
Thanks for the call. Caller, you're on Sports 101. Go ahead.
I only have one problem with the dance, and it's because it's premeditated. If it was an act of celebration and it was spontaneous, it would be fine, but it's premeditated. And you can see with this guy who shoot himself in the leg. He dropped 2 balls earlier that game.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
And I swear it's because he's thinking about what he's going to do when he gets up and signals first down.
You may have a great point.
Clearly speculation. Thank you for the call.
He's too worried.
Clearly speculation.